Hello, and welcome to episode 13, I want to say. We're slowly getting there towards the end of the season. I, for one, actually cannot wait. But yeah, thanks everyone for the support so far. Bog standard episode as per usual. We'll go over the results, unfortunately. And we'll talk about what's coming next week. A couple of other bits, and then we'll wrap up, and hopefully the second episode that we've got this week might actually air around Christmas Day. I suppose we're classing it as a bit of a Christmas special. It could be absolute carnage. It could not work. We've got no idea. But stay tuned, gents, and see. We have disasters when there's just three of us. Never mind when there's going to be this amount. So, keep your eyes peeled. So, without further ado, probably let's start with Jamie.
You want to start? You want to start here?
Start with I think me and Matt will sort of take 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, we can start off a little bit crap if you like, because I don't know if you watched it that first half. Did you see the stats for the first half?
I didn't see the stats. I saw the score.
So we were 17-0. We had 60 yards in the first half.
Is that overpassing and rushing?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. So, it was a very, very good first half. Not a quarter, first half. And then the third quarter came in and it was 21 points in the third quarter.
Falcons as usual.
Yeah, and Falcons
Monday play us.
Falcons choking, which is always fun to watch. But it all clicks, like I always say. Come out of the locker room, all guns blazing, and everything worked. AB finally got his first touchdown, played really well. Yeah. Evans got over 100 yards, touchdown. So I'm very happy with the game, especially without Rojo as well. Leonard Fournette did he get two? Maybe one? I think he got two. He got two touchdowns, Leonard Fournette. So I'm happy with the rush game. So, it would have been better if Rojo was there. Would have probably got over 100 yards and probably 3 touchdowns. But Fournette had a good game, so can't really complain. And, besides the first half, it was a very good game. Like I said, that third quarter was absolutely beautiful to watch. That comeback, we were 24-7 down. And then, obviously, we won the game. So, can't complain.
Can't complain at that, yeah. You one game back now in the division.
It's Saints, isn't it? Are still obviously top, but we've still got to face Lions and Falcons, and I think the Saints have got Eagles.
Yeah, they are one back.
No, they've got the Vikings. They've got the Vikings and Panthers. Sorry. So you never know if they can lose to the Vikings.
You've both got a team that are bottom of the division and third.
The only thing is, they've technically got 2 games.
They've got to
anyway,
sweep, haven't they? Yeah,
because they beat us.
You've got to win both, and they've got to lose both, haven't they?
Yeah, so they are definitely finishing top. I can't see them losing both of those games. Drew Brees came back, and obviously he didn't win against the Chiefs. They played well, from what I can see from the score, and he threw 3 touchdowns. So
You're pretty much a wild card now, though, aren't you?
Not fully confirmed yet, because there's still stuff going on with Arizona and Vikings still in the mix as well, and Chicago. So anything can still happen. I'd like to think. And then we're definitely not going to get the top seed. We'll get the middle seed most likely, because the top seed is between the Rams and the Seahawks. I'm very, very happy with the win, so can't really complain. So, like I said, very poor first half. Second half, Brady comes out and just does what Brady does best. That's why he's the GOAT, isn't he? So I think
you're surely going to have to change that for the playoffs.
We can't do that against the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs obviously completely destroyed us in the first quarter, but then we came back in the second half. We didn't win the game, but if they didn't score that many points, we could have come back. Yeah, and then we trounced the Packers, who are probably the best team in the NFC at the moment anyway. So you never know, but we need to keep it out throughout the whole game rather than just the second half, or we need to keep the score down so then we can annihilate them in the second half like we usually do. But like I said, 390 yards, 2 touchdowns for Tom Brady. basically in the second half. So, like, take 60.
Matt Ryan must just hate it, mustn't he?
Oh, Matt Ryan's like Matt Ryan. He nearly got 400 yards, well, 356 and 3 touchdowns. Again, first half really. So it all fell apart in the second half for them. Standard. So
standard.
Tom Brady keeps his record at the moment. He's only ever lost 2 divisional games so far. So in his whole career. So hopefully beat the Falcons on the last day and that stays.
But that was both.
So, I mean, whoever wants to take it downhill now, let's do it. Because there's only one team that won this week.
Yeah. If you want, I think I'll go.
As it's more fresh.
I imagine Matt will be on a rant, whereas... do us a favour, Jamie, just pause it 2 secs. So, yeah. I mean, we scored 6 points. I think that's all I need to say. 2 field goals.
I mean, to be fair, it could have been worse. Dan Jones could have played.
I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. 3 games ago, I was saying we should have rested DJ to make sure he was fit for the Cardinals. But actually, in hindsight, I wish we'd have rested him against the Cards as well, with how much we got levered by them, and let him go up against the Browns. Don't like to say it, but Mayfield had a game, 84 or 86% completion rate. We were missing Bradbury, of course. That's going to have a massive difference, but I think even with him there, he would have had a game. We just couldn't get anything. His pocket was so clean. We sacked him once. We were just shit. I think that's the end of the season. It's not mathematically the end, but we basically were relying on a number of things happening. So next week, because the Giants are obviously going to lose to Baltimore, you need Washington to lose to the Panthers, which I think is a big ask unless Haskins is playing. You need the Cowboys to beat the Eagles, which is a 50-50 game. And then in the last game of the season, you then need Washington to beat the Eagles. No, sorry, Eagles to beat Washington, and then us to beat the Cowboys. And we would win it by virtue of division decider, basically, over the Cowboys. Because we've got more divisional wins than they have, but we'd end in the same games. And we've obviously got the sweep over Washington. So it's a big ask, I think. I think the Washington beating the Steelers just switched that division around and said it would happen. And I think that's probably them. They've got it in the bank. But we'll see. Like I had to say, as much as I'm gutted, like I said, I think that will hopefully mean the end of David Gettleman. And as much as he's made some all right moves this season with the draft he's had and the free agency we've had, it's still not good enough. I think he's had a 3-year rebuild, and he's spent second overall pick, 6th overall pick, 4th overall pick, 32nd overall pick on an offense that is still scoring the second least in the division, and 6 against Cleveland Browns. So it says it all, doesn't it? Really, 3 years in, I think it's time for him to go, and hopefully that does happen. It can't continue. It just can't. We weren't that bad on defense. I think we kept them to, it was 20 points. They scored 40 back-to-back games, especially without Bradbury. And Darnay Holmes is a huge miss. No one's sort of talking about him, but he's a massive miss. Ever since he's gone, we've had no turnovers on defense. So as much as we've been statistically all right, we haven't had that big play where we've managed to get the ball. So, yeah, disappointing watch. Fan base is 50-50 at the moment on whether Joe Judge was right in doing what he was doing. So for those that didn't see the game, we were in the red zone on our first 3 drives and came out of it with 3 points. And that was because the first 2 times we went for it on 4th down, 4th and goal. But he as much as some of the play calling wasn't the best, it was the right decision. He made a statement that field goals were never going to win that game when the Browns are putting up 40 points against people. And if we'd still scored those field goals, we would have had happy days, 12 points. We still would have lost. But we went for it. The first red zone, we went for it on 4th and 5 to the goal, and rather than giving it the offense, we brought the punter in to act as a quarterback and tried to throw a ball to the centre on a vertical jump. So really odd play, and then second, unfortunately, I think it was 4th and 2, and they stopped Wayne Goldman just short. So it happens. Might have changed the game, but I don't know. Mayfield was untouchable. Like I said, I think we sacked him once, we just couldn't get to him. But then again, I suppose positives, we gave away 8 sacks against Cardinals. We only gave away 1 against the Browns, and Andrew Thomas had a game up against Myles Garrett, one of the best edge players in the league. So some positives there, but yeah, I'm clutching at straws. I think season's done. We will get hammered by the Ravens. Don't doubt about it, because Lamar will run all over us, whether he throws or not. He will run all over us the same as Kyler did. And then you're relying on other results and also beating the Cowboys. And for some reason, the Cowboys have got a bit of form behind them at the moment, which is crazy. You get rid of Dak and Zeke, and look what happens. They're actually winning games, which is mental. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think Mark said it in the group earlier. It's the same as for Raiders. Another season of fucking just shite. Just this notorious time and time again, a perennial rebuild of. I think we've got, is it 6 out of the last 7 seasons have been losing seasons for the Giants? You know, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, just pointless staying up. We knew it was going to happen, but stayed up. I was fucking knackered now.
I think one of the craziest things that I was going to say, the craziest thing is like, if Washington win their last 2 games, they're going to finish 8 for 8. Like the worst division will finish positive if they win their last 2 games, which I'm not too bad about. You know, an 8 for 8 is respectable to go through to the playoffs. But if they're like, say, 6 for 8 or 5 for 9, or it's not. But you know, at least the division is shaping up to an okay division now.
I mean, next year you'd hope it'd be as competitive again, because the likelihood is we're all going to have big picks. But yeah, I think the only other thing to sort of point out is obviously we lost Jason Garrett, which was an absolute massive positive. And although, like JP said, Freddie Kitchens isn't someone you won't call him the plays, what he did do was absolutely hang Garrett out to dry. You know, the play calling was so much better, and you got Colt McCoy going more than 15 yards on over, I think, 15 attempts, and DJ's most attempts over 15 yards all season has been 9. And statistically, according to the analytics, he's the best deep ball thrower over 20 yards in the NFL. So it just showed the inadequacies that we've got, and hopefully if Gettleman goes, it means Garrett goes as well, because I think it was a DG hire. I don't think that was a Joe Judge bringing him in at all. In fact, I'm sure he was there before Joe Judge. So yeah, hopefully that's a shining light out of it, is that we get rid of that fucker. But we'll see. But yeah, like you say, Matt, talking about staying up late for games.
I said I wasn't going to stay up for it because I couldn't be arsed. I didn't know I went to sleep not long after 12 midnight. Kickoff was 20 past 1. I thought that'll do. I'm unlikely to wake up. I did wake up just after 20 past 1. Checked the clock and I was like, oh, the game's kicked off, I'll put it on. Thursday night against divisional rivals. Derek Carr gets injured in the first quarter. Time to let Marcus Mariota earn his $8 million salary as a backup quarterback. You just mentioned there you had 1 winning season in 7 years, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had 1 in 17.
It makes me feel a little bit better.
We haven't been to the playoffs since 2007, but we've had a winning season or 2 in that time.
We've had 1 in 2016.
That makes me feel so much better.
But Chiefs have won the division 5 years in a row. So before that, we had Denver Broncos who won the Super Bowl. But yeah, 1 winning season since 2002. So this is fun times to be a Raider fan.
At least we get together, mate.
I mean, we were 7-4. We were 6-3. And then, you know, games happened, and we're now 7-7 with the playoff charging Dolphins to play. So we're going to go 7-8. So, and then we're going to have to play a divisional rival to finish the season fucking level. And then it still stays one winning season in fucking 18 years. 70 what? Fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
Anyway, Derek Carr got injured. Mariota came in and actually looked pretty good, really, considering he's not played for over a year. And, you know, there's talk that DC might still be out for this week. And to be honest, we're probably going to lose to the Dolphins anyway. I'd stick Mariota and say, do you know what, just give it a go. We're not going to make the playoffs now. I think statistically we still can, which is ridiculous. I think there's a 1% chance we can win. We can make the playoffs. The season was done for me before last week anyway. Yeah. But to talk about the game, Mariota came in, did all right. It was a bit of a back and forth shootout throughout the game, really. Mariota ran down the field, tackling himself. Fair play. He's got some legs on him. I'll give him that, and he threw himself over the line to get a touchdown as well himself. Which was good. But, you know, it brings something different. And it's been a chat in the Raiders group chat this week about it. And, you know, Mariota's good as a backup. You know, he's probably good enough to do a job for some of the teams out there. He's not better than Derek Carr, but he gives us something different to Derek Carr. A bit like what I said is I'd love to see the Raiders use both of them, like the Saints use Breeze and Taysom Hill. You know, we've got the option there to have a quarterback who, I think Mark's mentioned it in the group chat, that he gives us something else. The fact that he can run for 10 yards because he is fast and he is big and he is strong. But yeah, just a shit result. Went to overtime. We won the toss and obviously elected to receive the ball. We went down the end. We were first and goal from about the 2-yard line or something. And we got stuffed 3 times. For me, I would have gone for it. I would have gone for a touchdown on 4th and goal, but we took the field goal. And the reason I would have gone for it is because if you'd have missed a touchdown, the turnover of the ball is on their 2-yard line, 3-yard line, whatever it was. Yeah. They're snapping it back into the end zone. There's a chance of a safety. They're going to have to go the length of the field to score a touchdown. But the main reason I would have gone for a touchdown is because they were always going to get within field goal range. The way the game panned out, the Raiders' defense was fucking atrocious. They were always going to be in with a chance of getting towards the field goal area anyway. So I'd have just gone for the touchdown to try and win the game, to stop them having a chance to do that. Well, we didn't. We took the 3 points, and I get why they take the 3 points. It's overtime. You know, you probably trust your defense to stop the team when the game is on the line, but we fucking didn't, and they scored a touchdown and won the game. So yeah, I was awake till 6 o'clock in the morning, pissed off about it. Probably an understatement being pissed off, and then my alarm went off at 6:47 a.m. So I was in the belter of a fucking mood on Friday. But I'm glad I'm glad it was Thursday night, so I had the weekend to forget about it. I watched a bit of football this weekend and managed to not really give a shit, to be honest. So that was quite nice. But yeah, onwards to the Dolphins on Saturday night. Ooh.
Yeah, like you say, I think, again, off season, we're both in the same boat, aren't we? It's what the hell do we?
I just want a winning season.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah.
There's an interesting fact someone put on Twitter before about Gettleman. In the 2016 season, we picked him between the Browns and the Colts. And just look at their record since. I think the Browns' record something like 20-4 or something like that. Those games since. And Gettleman's got something like 14 wins in his 3 seasons in total.
It just shows that the Browns have done it right. They had that 0-16 season and have built since then. And then they're definitely going to the playoffs now. They've won 10 games, haven't they? So
yeah, well, they were showing yesterday. They were showing Mayfield's passer rating in, like, when he's not under pressure is over 100. No, sorry, it's 98.8. And then his passer rating under pressure is below 40. They were like, it's the biggest dropper of anyone. He can't do anything under pressure. And they were saying that the Browns have done the right thing. They've given weapons and they've built the O-line around him, so he's protected really well. They brought in Conklin from the Titans, and they've drafted well. I think they drafted Wirfs at left tackle the season, just like the draft just gone. He's done all right. And yesterday it showed, like he looked, Baker Mayfield looked brilliant. And I hate to say that because I despise him. I don't know a person that likes Baker, apart from the commentator yesterday. I do not know a person that likes him, but he just had so much time, and he was just throwing arrows, just putting them in tight windows, just where they shouldn't. Not like that. Our coverage wasn't bad yesterday. Coverage wasn't bad at all, considering we had one corner out. But yeah, it just shows what Gettleman has not done. His rebuild has just been a shambles, and it's difficult because you've got a lot of fans obviously clamouring for that he shouldn't have taken Saquon at number 2 because of obviously how the rebuild's gone, and you shouldn't take a running back at number 2 and all this. And you'd like to think people see sense that he's a generational running back, and hopefully next season he makes them eat their words. But it's just a bit of a toxic place again on Twitter again now. You've probably got 33% of Giants fans are a bit like me. They're just like, oh well. I think we had the eternal hope after Seahawks, but I think we all knew what was happening when Washington beat Pittsburgh. Then you've got the 33% that are just absolutely disgusting, just horrible, toxic people. Then you've got the 33% that are still believing, which is crazy that anyone is. But
I mean, it could have been worse though. If Washington didn't beat the Steelers, then Cowboys would be top, wouldn't they? So who would you rather go through?
Yeah, but it just makes it that last game for us. It makes it's in our hands almost if the Cowboys lose this week. Yeah. If Washington weren't on 6, just makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, I just think them getting that result. I just hope that it's a shame to say about Alex Smith, but I just hope he's out for the rest of the season because Haskins is just a donkey, and that they won't put enough points on offense with him there.
Yeah, we'll move on to lighter notes. And do you have any standout games?
Jets.
I think that's it. Wait, for everyone.
Let's just go back to every other episode and be like, Jets are not winning a game this season.
I'm gonna have to check, but I'm sure I said I think we will win one.
You said one, it'd be you. You were close.
Yeah. You said they'll beat Raiders. Yeah. they did, but they just went, nah.
LA Rams, LA Raiders.
Yeah.
It's not been that for a while, but...
Yeah. No, it was a shock result that. You did not see him beating the Rams, did you? But...
No, the Jets have got better and better, haven't they, over the last few weeks?
Yeah.
Got closer and closer. Should have beat us, really. That's another thing to touch on. The only fucking winning that since we were 6-3 with the fucking Jets. We shouldn't have fucking won that either.
It was shown that they are a very, very good team and they can beat anybody, but they were throwing games. Now they're just like, well, we need to get one. We don't want to be at 0 for 60, so we might as well see this one out.
I don't know. They got rid of their DC, didn't they?
Yeah, Greg Williams.
Won a game. So, I don't know. They've probably lost out on Trevor now, I'd imagine. Because I can't see the Jags winning a game. I know Mark...
They've got a winnable game, haven't they? But
yeah, well, he was saying that the Jags have to beat the Colts, and the Colts will be in the playoffs, so they might play a weaker team. I don't know. I just don't think the Jags are shit. Jags are shit. Their win was week 1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 1 for 13.
Yeah.
And who they got? Let's have a look.
They got the Colts last game, you say, maybe?
Yeah. Jets have got Browns next.
They've got the Bears next, and then the Colts.
They're not going to win.
The Bears is a winnable game.
Yeah,
but
the Bears
again, this is the Jags we're calling about, isn't it?
Yeah, the Bears.
But Garner came back and he did okay. I don't know if you saw any of the highlights, but it was hit and miss. He did something really good and then just basically gave the ball to somebody. He just went, there you go, have it over other team.
He's another one.
I want Gardner as our backup.
He's too good to be a backup, isn't he? But he's not good enough to be a starter, I don't think.
Yeah.
A bit like Mariota, a bit like Andy Dalton. They're too good to backups, but they're just not good enough.
Yeah. Other games, any other standouts? I'm not going to lie, I didn't pay much interest. I just knew what was coming.
No, like I said, I'm happy. We're 9 for 5 now, so we're guaranteed the winning season, which is great. Like I'm happy about that. Like I said, we're 9 for 5 now. I'm trying to think what the other game that I actually. It's Bengals Steelers tonight, which could be.
Saints Chiefs was a good game.
Yeah. Saints had that chance to win it, didn't they? Oh, you'd be spewing at that scramble.
Yeah.
You'd be spewing.
Like I said, Titans and Lions, high scoring game, and then I think the only other one that maybe would be sorry on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Like scoring, obviously 49ers aren't the team they were last season, no really, but like I said, they've gone
Nick
to
Muller's
what? They're 5 for 9. It's crazy. But
tossers. They give a win to Washington, I know. They've only beaten one NFC East team. San Fran. Wonder who the fuck it was. The shit. The fucking shit at the NFC East, that's who it was.
Hopefully we'll have JP on the next episode.
Fuck JP. Fuck JP and the 49er. Sick of it. He's taking the blame for it. I just like that he hates Mullins as much as I hate him now.
Obviously, there wasn't any much standout games, but I know it wasn't a good week. But
one thing I think we should mention is the Patriots are out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
For the first
time. Is that first time in
11 years or 12 years, something like that, since 2008, maybe 2007, something like that. I don't know. But yeah.
The last time we went to the playoffs, 2007.
That is a successful weekend of NFL football. The Patriots not making the playoffs. I'll take that when the Raiders finish with a losing record of 7-9. So the fucking Patriots didn't get there either. So, and
you just don't want the Chiefs to make it either.
The Chiefs are probably going to win the Super Bowl, and we beat them. So we've effectively.
Technically, we're the Super Bowl.
Got the moral victory.
Yeah, that's it.
It's going to be a good division going forward. I think Patriots, Dolphins. I think it's.
Bills are good.
Dolphins are going to get better as well.
And then you've got
Patriots need to look at something else. Yeah. Patriots need to look beyond Cam Newton now.
Yeah, I think they will. I think
they'll get Trevor Lawrence. They'll find a way.
Mac Jones was the quarterback who Mark said for.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see if that comes through and
to watch the space.
Wouldn't be like Belichick to pull.
Yes.
The quarterback out of not nowhere, I suppose, first round, but like Jimmy Brady, he's in the 6th round.
Yeah.
It turned into what it turned into.
Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't a positive week for you, but do you have any standout performances of the weekend? Obviously, not week because no one cares about Thursday night. But no standout performance.
Darren Waller for me again. I know.
Is he still over 100 again? Was it
150? Yeah.
Okay, hell, it's not a tight end, that is it? That's Kelsey numbers.
Yeah. I think he's only a few short.
It's not Kittle numbers, though, is it?
We can only aspire to be George Kittle. I've been sort of checking for he was 150 yards, 9 receptions, averaging 16.7, 1 touchdown. It's fucking pretty good. Pretty fucking good. Mariota rushed for 88 yards.
Fucking hell.
The most. Yeah, 9 carries, 88 yards. Jacobs had 26 and 76 yards. So Jacobs is he's schemed against. To defend against him. So Mariota's rushing is mostly.
He's still got to read the defense, though, hasn't he, and take that sort of RPO and do it. So every credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost DJ numbers, that.
You get the ball.
It'd be interesting if Mariota does run, if he plays this week and runs 100 yards, and if he give him
whether he falls over.
Yeah. I'm going to say Darren Waller, 150 yards is a wide receiver to me in the game, but for a tight end, it's class.
Yeah. I have to give him credit. I hate to say it, but I don't think I could look past Mayfield through 32 and only 5 didn't connect. 290 odd yards, 2 TDs. Just did what he needed to do. Solid against the top 10 defense. I don't like it. I don't. But you got to take on the chin. I've slagged them off every week, even when we've not even been involved anywhere near the Giants because I hate the prick. But you got to have a bit of humble pie when he performs like that against you, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, but I'm only doing it in the hope that I get some fucking good karma and somehow we turn up against the Ravens. But yeah, really, I want him fucking. Well, I won't say that because it's recorded. But yeah, I want something to happen to him.
Wow.
Hope he has a nice Christmas.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
My other one, it's not really because he played exceptionally well, but it's for AB. He got his first touchdown, nearly 100 yards.
Edit that out.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, I think 91 yards, got his first touchdown. Like things started clicking and he got some big plays. I think his touchdown was about 45 yards. So yeah. I'm happy for it. It's finally starting to click in. My other one would have been Brady, which you probably would have hated even more because I said that second half where he threw out those numbers and those 21 points.
How do I stop the recording here?
I normally.
We are near the end.
Yeah. I normally side with you and stuff like that, but I do like the AB story. I find him hilarious for a start, excluding the criminal stuff that he's involved in. I obviously don't condone that. But I did like, I did like the celebration. He sort of dropped to his knees and hands in the air, and then first person he sort of went to sort of say thank you to was Tom Brady because clearly it was Brady that got him in there. So yeah, I sort of like that. So yeah, and
he's not genuine though.
Yeah, I know, but again, I'm being kind. I need to be nice.
No, you don't.
We need something to come back our way.
Being nice. This isn't the Tom I know.
We need some luck. Listen, I'm fucking desperate. All right. In a minute, I'll start talking about Aaron Rodgers. That's how desperate I am.
This podcast has changed. I mean, Matt did condone a Tom Brady one before. Remember a few episodes ago.
Yeah. I mean, he broke me out over Tom Brady
straight away. But
I cleared that out though. I cleared it up.
We don't talk about that. We have signed agreements
never
to be mentioned again. But that's basically it. Then I assume. For the first episode, like I say, don't really want to talk much more. There's next week's games, but
as always, this is brought to you in association with silverfx.co.uk. Check out our merch. It's started being shipped out now. Some people have received some stuff. It looks tremendous from what I've seen. I've got some bits on its way to me as well, which I cannot wait to get hold of. I know these guys are the same as well. So yeah, silverfx.co.uk. You'll find a link to Third and Short podcast on there. Get involved. It looks really good. And is there still an offer code on there?
I'm assuming so. Yeah, I think TH20.
Yeah, we don't know what that stands for. It's definitely not Tom Higgins.
That's what I thought it was.
I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Tom, loving the top, mate.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's finally arrived today. Thank God.
Lovely stuff. I would if I could. Hang on a minute.
You've got it all separately, haven't you? So you need to go into gallery view.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. What?
Fantastic stuff.
She acknowledged it, yeah. Other than being scared of you ordering
it. We were saying we're going to get a picture of Kieran wearing that top on a top and send it to Kay.
When she wears it on Good Morning Britain.
That'd be amazing.
I love that we still call it Good Morning Britain.
Absolutely stuck that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Mark. It's like you don't know. You like someone says Mark, and it's like, who's Mark?
Well, that's mutated now as well. It's mutated into Mark Cart now as well because someone called him Derek Cart the other week.
Is it not mutated into talking shite with Mark Cart?
Yeah, literally.
The bread talk today was phenomenal.
You know?
It was
no wonder I'm going to lose my job because I was fucking pissing myself at work at home. I was supposed to be doing stuff, listening to you get the fucking pita bread, man, and you're fucking pinching. I was like, what is going on?
The pinch was the best.
I know.
Oh my god, he's a wrong idiot. So funny.
Fucking funny. Fucking funny.
Ah,
I think I'm not sure if Kieran would have been privy to the story he told a few weeks ago.
Do you know what? Yeah, Kieran Jordan come in after it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'll forward it. Probably because we're recording. I didn't know Jamie was recording.
I just jumped on there to surprise everyone.
Story, but I've got the message and I forwarded it to about 50 people, so I'll just re-put it in the group because it's probably one of the funniest things I've heard in ages. I was crying for fucking hours after it.
I guess I should do a proper intro.
May as well.
Because this dickhead producer's caught us off guard. Episode 13.5, we have some multiple guests on this week. Two of them you've seen before, in JP and Gaz. We've also got Phil and Kieran, who are from the group chat. I've known Phil for a while now, not as long as Tom's known him.
Jesus.
Kieran's very new to the group, literally the last few weeks, I think. But we decided for the Christmas episode, we'll just get a few lads out of the group on and we'll just talk bollocks for half hour.
That's why I
As
started
you can probably tell from the first
no...
5 minutes of the recording.
Yeah, we don't really have an agenda. I mean, some of us do, but not for this.
Yeah, especially Gary.
I can't go into anything right now.
Good job he doesn't show the names.
Just an episode to talk absolute nonsense. But before we go into that, I will say, again, it is brought to you in association with silverfx.co.uk, who's done our merch for us. Cheers, Andy. Gaz, I thought you'd have at least the hoodie on.
Oh, it's had to be put away on it. It's, for a special occasion in a couple of days.
Right, okay.
Oh, is it?
When you bury the next body.
Yes. So I'm buried in a minute.
That'll be cancelled this year anyway.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What? My annual burying of somebody.
Oh my god.
I just love how you're like, I'm only going to come on for a little bit, but he still made the effort to put a jersey.
Welcome to the
I
last
assume he wasn't
episode.
wearing his jersey.
Last ever episode. I love it. Yeah, of course. Sorry, YouTube world.
This is
You
a
get banned,
100%
you
Christmas special.
Can get banned from YouTube.
I'm going to advertise this one.
Tenner down the drain, wasn't it?
Oh, dear.
They're sneaky, man. I hope they watch this and they try and check the advert campaign, because I emailed them about how much it's cost me already, considering I put £1 budget a day on it. It's been up for less than 24 hours and cost me £4. And they emailed me back today saying, we've tried to contact you on the number that you provided numerous times. So I emailed back, you cheeky bastards. No, you haven't. I've been sat on my phone all day. Like, ring me now. Stop milking me for every penny. I've had one subscriber since advertising it, you scumbags.
Is it the Jeff video?
Yeah, Jeff. We've got views on it, but...
How many more? Let's have a look.
Near 300.
Well, whilst Gaz is doing his tend to give a shit phase, we'll talk about about our beers. I'm on a wonderful Greek special with Mythos.
Great bit.
Takes me back to the time when I went to Greece for somebody's wedding in 2011.
No idea you're on about.
I ate the fruit.
His wife's under the patio now.
His face, he doesn't want to say.
He's not denying, has he?
He's just thinking about how he can get out of it when the police come knocking.
She's not in earshot, so I'm all right for now.
Of course he's not. She's got money 6 inches of concrete over.
I can't afford concrete, mate. It's just soil. Literally just soil.
Hang on, what kind of soil? It's not the soil we were talking about in the group chat with the bread.
Might be.
Just shat on it.
Just a field of pita breads.
Get some pita bread out, sort yourself out, man.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
hell, man.
It's just taking a turn for the worst.
How to get us taken off the air.
We have to start recording the episode then, or is this?
This is going to be the unreleased episode, isn't it?
This has been recording all along, apparently.
I'm on Bud Light, so there you go. Yeah, Dilly and that crap.
Estrella, Barcelona's.
I like it. So, we all need to toast to the end of the Corona dream, because this is the last bottle that I will ever drink of Corona. Because they have not delivered.
You never know, this episode might get it.
So much for you. 300 odd views I paid for on that Jeff video. Just for you, Corona. I've even managed to get 6 other people to join me on this episode just to toast off of Corona. So the next episode, in hindsight, you should have come to me. It ain't going to be your bottle. Your lost Corona, not
When
mine.
sales of Corona worldwide start dropping, it's because Higgins has stopped buying it.
But hey, they've had 14 weeks. There's no excuse.
Yeah, they've had long enough, haven't they?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
milked that crate of 20.
Absolutely 14.
You
Like
just
a
get 2
tribute
bottles
video.
and just pour water in them. Just a bit of Corona in the top of each.
It's like, you know, in a TV
Yeah,
show or
absolutely as
movie, you have that song, I will remember you. Just have like a whole little tribute of you just with Corona over the past 14 episodes.
The Corona montage.
That needs to be made.
James Blunt in the background.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
We can't afford it now, just do it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What else you Gary, you're probably not on anything.
I'm not at the minute, actually. No, my drink is in a different room. I've had to nip into the other child's bedroom this time. No pink wallpaper behind me.
Recorded episodes in children's bedrooms.
Yeah.
It is mermaid.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I know. Tell me about it. No, I did say when it came on that we weren't going to be long. So I'm going to get off, lads. Merry Christmas, one and all that. For the 6 year that have bothered turning up. The rest of you, whatever. Nah, love you all.
Yeah.
Group chat's amazing. Podcast's pretty crap, but you know it'll do for now.
Took a turn since our last guest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And that was fucking you.
Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
no, no.
Catch you later, boys. Have fun.
See you, mate.
See
Bye.
you later.
JP, what are you on?
Expertly handled a heckler back to my standard phrase.
Yes, that's why Matt has also been a successful stand-up comedian away from the podcast. I don't actually have anything left to drink. Well, no alcohol left to drink. I go home in 2 days, and to make matters worse, I'm out of bleach because I watched Nick Mullen play last night. So, I'm just in the water, I'm afraid.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And Kieran.
He was awful.
I am on this crappy Iron Brew Extra.
To be fair though, Iron Brew X
Sticking with
is
team
better.
colours. Sticking with team
Yeah,
colours.
team colours for tonight, you know. Yeah, for the best bit about it.
I only drink my team colour.
Fuck, well, I'd be drinking Guinness, wouldn't I?
You got Coke. You'd be fine. Coke. What would Phil drink? Have you got green ale? Absinthe. There you go.
Monster.
Monster. Yeah. There you go. Is that I'll be on like Lucasade or Oasis? Nice.
We're gonna all just go through our own team colours of those sours, just shots every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple
Yeah.
sours.
You need to when you're watching some of our teams. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
As I've pointed out in the last episode, the Raiders have had one winning season in 17
As the
years,
only
so
winning season team.
how I'm still alive.
Jamie's absolutely loving this, isn't he?
I've got to say, we don't get it much, so you know, after the past
What a
few
fucking
years.
shit year to start a podcast.
It's you, man.
Brady goes to the bus.
This was your brainchild.
You brought him into it.
In all seriousness,
Because,
what the hell
because me or
happened?
you didn't know how to record shit.
well, We need a tech guy. Who have we got?
A guy who can't edit and just upload stuff without sound.
Listen, if you're out there and you're a YouTuber or you know what you're doing, get in touch. Pick a team. It's not the fucking Bucks. You're in.
When you posted that one up the other week, I went round my flat for about 10 minutes trying to figure out what was up with my sound, and then just went, "No, it can't be me. It's the fucking episode."
Well, the worst part is, like, I do the editing and I export it, and then it's like, well, I need to upload it quick as possible, so I don't read it or I don't listen to it. I just put it straight on. And then obviously, because I edited it, it just for some reason didn't decide to have the sound with it. So I was just like, all right, fair enough.
I love
3
that we
days
had
later,
about 3 days.
it.
3 days of comments
No, but
like,
the-
no sound
this
on this
is-
video yet, guys.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just to
None of
actually
us-
test. It's actually
none
to
of us
test to
didn't
see
even-
if people actually watched it and noticed. So you know people definitely watch it. But other people
None
just
of us,
like, oh yeah, great episode, yeah, well done, whatever. No, put no sound on. Let's see if you actually do listen. If you had a comment saying great video, loved it, you'd be like, really, thanks.
To be honest, it's probably one of my favourite episodes. I have to listen to you talk about the fucking Bucks.
Or biting some dubs.
Well, I still have to see that. I wouldn't mind slightly diverting onto. We've had JP on. We know all about JP's story. We've got Phil and Kieran, two new guys to come on the pod. I wouldn't mind hearing about your NFL journeys if that's right with you guys. I know we said we wouldn't do that. We just talk bollocks, but Kieran, you're very new to the group chat, aren't you? Literally last few weeks.
Yeah.
How have you found the group chat and stuff?
Oh, group chat. Oh, it's amazing. It's just full of shit.
Literally
In
today.
a good way.
Literally.
Today, it's just full of shit. Oh, it's just fantastic. Just banter and everything, bit of piss taking. It's just what you want from a group of lads, isn't it? On the NFL.
I think that's the best thing
Just having a
as well,
laugh.
because it's so hard to find, especially now with the NFL in the UK as well, to find a group of people that actually watch it and know what they're talking about as well. So that's what I mean. It's been nice to build this community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like
That's what it
that.
is,
To be fair, you've come in and there's a few people obviously come in and been a bit, as you would, I suppose, a bit in the shell. But you and Jordan come in and just haven't given a fuck. This is what I like. Straight in. It's brilliant. It's good laugh.
Yeah, you
What's the
both
point of
really
giving a
active
fuck
as
to
well.
get on with it?
Yeah, that is the joy. You in it without a doubt.
What got you into NFL way back when you did get into it? What drew you in?
So I first watched the game. It would have been the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl. My brother's a Pats fan, so I was watching that. I think I was sitting there wearing a Gronk jersey, supporting the Patriots. Patriots winning, yeah, great. And I went, oh, actually, I quite fancy following this. So who do I go and follow? Bengals. Yeah. Sitting there watching the Patriots win a Super Bowl, so I go and pick the Bengals. I thought, don't follow the sheep. Don't follow everyone else. Don't go with the popular teams. Just pick a random team that you've seen no one support before around you, and then just started off from there. Followed it. I think it's been 6 years, 5-6 years now. And the other week I had a look, and statistically, we've gone from a winning season right the way down to number one pick over those years. So I think I've done well in picking the right team and following them getting better and better. But
remodeling the franchise yourself.
I mean, things are looking up with Burrow, obviously, before his injury. Like I said, he's still doing bits.
Burrow looks good. Looks really good. As a rookie, no training camp, no pre-season, coming straight in. Looks like a solid. Yeah. I mean, he was always going to be a franchise QB, but I think he's made a lot of us Bengals fans, step back and go, all right, shit, actually, he is everything we thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
And the connections he's made already, with like Higgins and Boyd, he was starting to get that connection going with Uzoma before he got injured as well. Like on that offense, with him, it all looks good. Just that O-line needs a little bit of a tweak into it,
Yeah.
Someone like a Sewell coming in would do good, but then we've got Jordan out on the left, and it's that sort of changing it around. Do you do that? Do you not? And the defense as well. We spent so much money on it in the off season, and you're just not sure whether it's worked or not yet. A lot of injuries as well for our signings, so I think next season will be a better season to judge what's gone on. in the last couple of years. I think if Zach stays after this season, he'll have next season. That'll be it. I think if he doesn't show any progress, I think that's it.
You hope it's going to be similar for quite a few teams, don't you? There's a lot of people out there saying now it's, hopefully next season get rid of all this COVID shit and they have a proper training camp and a pre-season. Hopefully it changes it, because I mean the amount of injuries we've seen this year has just been ridiculous, hasn't it? Season-ending injuries have just been higher than they've ever been.
Half of them have been from the Giants.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you only have to look at the 49ers. I'm sure they're still playing with the practice squad.
I think we're now at the practice squad. We've had that many people out. It's ridiculous, man. I've never seen anything like it, honestly. And it isn't, to be fair, like, we've seen the worst of it, but, like, it's happened everywhere, hasn't it? So many good players missed so much time this year. It's insane, really.
It is mental. It is.
Phil, I know you're very new to NFL, aren't you? Probably last 12 months keeping an eye on it. More involved this year, I'd say. And for your Sins and Eagles fan.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting story why you picked them, though, isn't it?
Is it just a rival, Tom?
Because your name's Phil.
No. So
Phil.
The way it all started was it was about 12 months ago. Me and Tom and partners took the dogs out for a walk, and where was it? Was it near Blackpool?
It's an exciting story, this one.
I'm getting there. So we went out. We took the dogs out for the walk, and Tom started talking about NFL and how he got into it, and started talking about DJ and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, I already know a DJ, and he's a cunt. And I thought, to be fair, like the passion he had for it, in that, like, while we were out and stuff, it got me intrigued. But obviously, by the time that we were out talking, it was around about this time of year. Obviously, the season's pretty much been and gone, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. And then this year, obviously, it's growing. It's growing in this country, and obviously, you guys have been heavily involved. I've been in the group chat for, it feels like might be 6 months, maybe longer. And then the season started, and I thought, right, I need to pick a team. And I think I mentioned it in the group chat. I used to work for a company that's head office was in Philadelphia, and I was working for them when they won the Super Bowl in 2017. And it felt like, that I had that kind of affinity towards them. That was the only team really that, I mean, I've been to New York. Tom's already a Giants fan, so I wasn't going to go with that.
Pick the Jets.
You're a Tottenham fan?
Well, they are green as well. So, and I thought, no, I'm not going to go with a New York team. I like the Eagles. Tom's got me saved in his phone as Bald Eagle. Not many people will know that. that was before picking the Eagles. But no, the Eagles seemed to be the one that that stuck out for me. And then went from there really. So this is the first season that I've kind of been watching the games when I've had the chance. I'm nowhere near a position to start talking about history of NFL and history of the Eagles and player stats and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like literally newbie in. So the podcast gives me an insight into what's going on in the NFL in general and how your teams are getting on. And the group chat's just grown massively. And I was saying to Tom out of the chat, it's nice that it's brought so many people with a similar interest into an environment where they can just talk, and not just about NFL. It's brought a lot of people that we've never known before together, and it's become a really good network. So that's where we're at, I think. Now.
Yeah, I'm interested. Sorry, Jim, just because you're quite new to the sport itself. How have you found getting into it? Like, I've watched it for years.
The whole stop-start thing is the whole massive debate, isn't it, for new people?
Yeah, I think the thing that confused me the most is the rules, because I'm a very simplistic person. Football, in soccer in the UK is easy. It's the most easiest concept to pick up, and
except VAR.
Except VAR.
Yeah.
American football has a lot to it, a lot more to it. It's not just just about what goes on the pitch. There's a lot of stuff that goes on off the pitch and everything like that. There's the draft. In soccer, it's just about transfers and all that kind of stuff. In the NFL, you've got your drafts, and you've got obviously the college football as well, and all that, how all that plays into it. And I know me and Tom are talking about the draft outside and how that works on at weekend and stuff. So there's a lot to it. and that is what I've found. I think with picking something new up, trying to understand it and understand the history is one of the biggest things. Especially like in the group chat when people are talking about like player stats and things like that. That's the bit that I obviously can't engage in at the moment because I don't know. I haven't watched it for previous seasons, and I don't know, kind of that level. So that's the challenge, is to get up to speed with all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the one thing that started following a lot of people on Twitter that are Eagles fans and a lot of Eagles pages, and obviously the split between the fan base on Carson Wentz at the minute is massive. It's down the middle. It is down the middle. Obviously, played a big role in the Super Bowl, and then now he's the villain at the moment. Yeah. So yeah,
he's shit. Debate settled. I'll call it 50-50 fan base. He is wank.
I think he needs a new team, doesn't he? I think that's a lot of it. Like
he's
still got the physical capability, but I think some quarterbacks get like that. They just need to move on from where they are, and sometimes they flourish elsewhere, don't they? But it's a nasty situation for the Eagles because of all the money they owe him. So
yeah, and I don't think Peterson's going anywhere, is he? At least this season. So
it doesn't sound like it, but you never know.
You would look at the results and think you'd question it, wouldn't you? But like you say, for me, it doesn't sound like it.
It'd be very un-Eagles to do it. They don't normally You don't normally. I know they let Chip Kelly go, but that was a different situation, really. They don't normally fire coaches that early, especially after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. I could see him getting.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Doug winning the Super Bowl's definitely got him a chunk of time where he can not almost do what he wants, but he can have maybe 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And then they have to start judging him from there.
I think if he'd have stuck with Wentz, they would have had a decision to make at the end of the season. I think he's probably given himself a bit more time with making a decision to bring Hurts in, because I think it's given. I think you probably know a bit more about Eagles Twitter and stuff, but I think Eagles fans feel a bit more optimistic with him. Hurts, the line of scrimmage than they do with that fucking useless tosser that's been playing there most of the season.
A lot of when I got up this morning and was checking Twitter and the score and things like that, the comments on Twitter this morning was, for the first time in a few weeks, there's optimism there. Whereas when
with the NFC East just written all over it, you lose and there's still optimism. That is just that division. We got a loss, but things are looking good. We only lost by a certain amount of points. We're still in this.
It's weird because it used to be one of the best divisions in football. Probably not even that long ago. It's weird how things flip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the main probably.
I did enjoy Jalen Hurts yesterday, though. I thought he played the bits I saw. I thought he played really well. He's got those things of like a guy that's not played that long in the league that you probably need to coach out of him. But I thought, in general, he's well, like you just said, Tom, he looks a fucking lot better than the guy they had before. So
he's exciting as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a lot of it sometimes as well. Just getting a bit of infusion and like hope in the fan base is never a bad thing. It's kind of like when we first got Jimmy G, like we were awful that year, and then we won like 4 straight, and it just lifts the team a little bit, and you sort of go into the next year with a bit more optimism, and it keeps the coach at the job as well, which is kind of what you said. I think that's a smart move from Peterson. Like, I think he'll probably give himself at least another year with that now.
Definitely.
That's a serious chat over anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, probably.
Oh, lads. Subway, what do we think?
Fucking Subway.
I was going to say, probably the only reason, Phil, you actually picked the Eagles was because it's the divisional with Tom. So obviously you get to face him at least twice a year and just gloat every time you beat him.
No, that's just a coincidence. Like,
yeah. What team do you support? Like, I'm going for your divisional. I'm the same. Yeah.
I'm quite sure our mate Josh picked the. Oh no, he likes red.
But no, like, literally, when I first got into it, my friend was a Carolina Panthers fan, so it was like, well, I'll be a Buccaneers fan.
It does add though that little bit of kind of interest to it as well, having that rivalry. Like when we played the Giants recently, obviously the Giants won, but time before that when we won, I didn't gloat that much about it.
No, you didn't, to be fair.
I was quite modest, but I didn't think I had the right to gloat because I was new to it.
Next time.
But next time.
But next season, you go down.
Yeah, it's just a shame that COVID going on. Sorry, go on, Kev.
With the fans and stuff following the NFL, I find that, like, although there's loads of teams, everyone can sort of connect with each other.
Yeah.
But in your little 4-group division, you get like proper fan rivalries that are just banter. Like me and my mate, he's a Ravens fan, and it's just piss taking all the time.
Yeah.
It's ribbing them. Bengals are shit. Bengals aren't going to beat the Ravens anytime soon. Let's be honest. But you just got to wind them up and that's it, isn't it?
At least Joe Coburn didn't go for a shit mid-game.
I know.
I wonder what bread Lamar Jackson used.
But no, it's definitely the one thing I love about American football. Like I said, playing American football and the fans and stuff, like, you'll all be tailgating before the game together and doing all this. Could you imagine going to the Liverpool Man United game and a tailgating together, the fans? There'd be riots. You wouldn't have it. That's like footy's just like hooliganism and rivalry and stuff. You would never compliment another team.
Where I am, if the fans mix, you start punching horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I mean. It's just like,
that was unbelievable, wasn't it? What was he thinking?
God.
What was he thinking?
But I know obviously it's different because it's London, but like the NFL London games, you'd walk down, you'd see jerseys of every single team just in the pub, just having drinks together and having a good time. There's no rivalry there. I mean, like you said, you have your little banter and stuff, but you're not going to be like, my team's fucking better and you're going to fucking stab you. That's Merseyside Derby, obviously.
The Wembley game I went to, you speak to loads of fans from loads of different teams, and I was dead friendly to all of them except one guy who had a fucking Patriots Tom Brady jersey on. I remember I was in one of the pubs outside Wembley. I was chatting to loads of people. Even his mates had Patriots jerseys on, but they weren't Brady jerseys, so I was quite affable with them. And then this guy just started chipping away about Tom Brady. I just called him a cunt and walked off. Yeah,
That doesn't sound like you, Matt.
No.
I'm such a friendly guy. I was steaming. I think I went live on Facebook. I never ever do. I was steaming, and the person I went with, we stayed over in London, and we actually had a bit of a tiff in the morning, me and Martin, about whether we saw the Raiders field goal or not, because I don't remember seeing it, and he did. So we were fucking steaming. I got my Raiders flag nicked. I took with me. I say I got it nicked. I don't know if I left it there because
you definitely left it there, 100%.
It got stolen. It sounds well cooler than I was pissed and forgot.
Yeah, well, I've seen you fall asleep standing up in nightclubs, so you definitely left your flags there. 100%.
Tell you what, though, when I was down at the Bengals-Rams game last year, I was in the pub afterwards, talking to this guy who was in a Browns top. I'll have a bit of banter. He was some American stuff. I got a pint with him, chatting away. I saw on his forearm was a Steelers tattoo. And he was sitting there in a Browns jersey. And I was just like, mate, what's the crack here? And he goes, they're shit, the Steelers, so I have to change teams. I was like, you've got it inked on your arm. Yeah. And now you're wet. I was just like, nah.
And the Steelers are going to go to the Super Bowl this season. He's got his Steelers jersey back on, hasn't he?
He'll have a void. Oh, it's a Steelers tattoo. He would have a void tattoo. I mean, I personally wouldn't get a tattoo of my NFL team on me anyway. Definitely haven't got one. I can't fucking change now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good things about the Giants being shit is a couple of years ago, me and Matt said, whenever the next team of us makes the playoffs, we have to get a tattoo of our team. So at least I won't have this shit logo anywhere on my body for a few years. I'm all right.
I remember saying it years ago, and then we did make the playoffs at the end of 2016, and I got it fucking tired of me. So, yeah.
And they lost.
Yeah. We played a fourth or fifth round pick quarterback who never started an NFL game before in his life in a playoff game.
Yes, Connor Cook, right?
Connor Cook, yeah. Yeah, I think he was in the XFL last year.
I watched that game. It was like watching a 20-car pile-up in slow motion. It was it was an odd one, that.
Connor Cook or Matt McGloin?
I think it was the same year that TJ Yates started for the Texans, and that was also a horrible game. There's like 2 back-to-back, and I was just like, why do I watch this fucking sport? Like, what is going on?
It says something where the Texans had Brock Osweiler as quarterback that season.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the Texans are just, they go into a hat and just go, right, so what are we going to do next?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, that's fine, right, yeah.
The Sean.
They've got a couple of really good players, haven't they? That's the thing. And I don't know. Dolphins have got their pick, haven't they, this year, which is currently
Yeah,
6 or something like that, I think. So they've pretty hold there.
done well. Yeah, they have done well with that. Why on earth are they going Hopkins? You just pay that man whatever he wants, don't you?
Yeah.
He's so good. He's he's a difference maker, isn't he?
Yeah. Because Deshaun would find him plenty of times. I don't know if what Kyle's doing.
I think Deshaun's pretty good.
Deshaun's decent.
He's essential to be sort of top 8 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed.
And they've got TJ Watt as well, haven't they? JJ Watt, sorry. TJ Watt.
Like you say, they've got weapons on both sides. But made the right decision getting rid of the GM, so you'd like to think if you're a Texans fan that they've got a decent, well, they would normally have a decent draft for that first round pick. You'd be a bit gutting that you're giving that away, but at least you've got a GM that's coming in and got to make an impact, haven't you? So,
Yeah.
Is there anybody
It's what to do in the off season as well, who they can bring in.
yeah.
No, exactly.
You've got quite a few good free agents. I was seeing like edge rusher free agents that are available this year. Shaq's available from you guys, and this year's contract runs out, Jamie.
Shaq Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. He
You
better
reckon he'll pay
fucking
him?
not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Was it last year? We had the franchise tag on him.
Yeah, he destroyed us last year.
He'll be available then, if you tagged him this year.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we did because he led it, didn't he? He led the NFL in the sacks last season. So I'm pretty sure we franchised
Not in the last game of the season or something, he got the sack.
Yeah.
To get the record or something, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Big Shaq is unreal. But what were you going to say, Phil?
Is there anybody like any teams this year that have surprised you?
Tom, Jets got a win.
Yeah. I see them getting the win.
The Steelers have surprised me.
Yeah.
They're not shit, and they weren't shit, but they've looked better than I thought they would because they were pretty bang average last year. But it's, I think Mart touches on it in the group and says they're a well-run organisation, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they do think
Tomlin does a good job as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're always there or thereabouts, I guess.
I know a lot of people when we talk about like the Pick'ems, like earlier on anyway, and everyone was quite surprised. And I've always said Colts are a really good team, but 10 for 4 as well. It's just mental. But I think they are a very, very good team. But they don't have like the best quarterback, but it just works whatever they do. But I mean,
yeah, they're just well put
with
together.
That Kobe Brissett as well, don't they?
Yeah.
How they mix him in, like you were saying, Matt, a bit like what you wouldn't mind seeing from Mariota.
Yeah.
How good was he the other week, by the way? Like Mariota, he might have reignited.
It's been a debate in the Raiders group chat. I mean, mate, people. I think my soccer footy side of it came out where we're not going to make the playoffs. We've got the Dolphins this week. Probably going to lose it even with Derek Carr at full fitness anyway. So what have you got to lose by playing Mariota? Playing rest Derek Carr, getting fit for the Broncos game, the one I'd rather win and not finish with a fucking losing season. Finish 8-8 when we're 7-3, 7-4. Fuck off, John Gruden. Anyway, yeah, I'd play him this week. Sit DC out at least. Don't start him if something happens. You can come on because Nathan Peterman he's literally a backup quarterback, isn't he? So, yeah, I'd like to see him play both of them, like a bit like the Saints do with Breeze and
Hill.
Yeah, I think
John Gruden, by the way, has made so much money off essentially having 2 good seasons in his entire career. Like one with you, and then when he went to the Bucks and won the Super Bowl. Can anybody think of anything else he's done? Like there hasn't been a team that's
he beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. That's all he will ever be known for. He beat his own team. Yeah, that's his legacy, isn't it? That's what he'll be known for, unless he wins another Super Bowl, which sorry, it's not going to happen.
How many years has he got left on yours, Matt?
Fucking 7.
7, yeah.
all of those will be against Patrick Mahomes.
A long road.
Yeah, but like, how long was it? Like 10, 15 years he was out as well, in between. So,
it would have been about 15 years, maybe just slightly less. He'd been out for quite a long time. I mean, he'd been an analyst for ages, hadn't he? He was good at that. Like, I withdraw my earlier criticism. He was good at that.
It's like Peter Crouch coming back out of retirement now, just for Bants. Well, it'll be more Shearer. It'll be Shearer.
Yeah.
The Shearer coming out and said, "I've got one more year on me. I need to make sure I get 300 goals."
When you put it that way, though, like 15 years out. Yeah, I bet you would. It's better than Joe Linton.
Definitely score more.
I suppose when you put he's been out 15 years, he's probably doing better than what he should be doing.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a complete disaster.
Lot, hasn't it?
Yeah.
No, he's not, because of the draft capital we've had.
Yeah.
He isn't doing better than. We were 6-3. We have the Jets to play in the next 20 games. We're 7-7. That isn't good enough. Yes, we beat the Chiefs. Great, well done.
God, what I'd fucking give for a 7-7 season.
I won't mind that right now either, to be honest.
There's a potential for us to finish 7-9, which is fucking disgusting from being 6-3.
Yeah.
The Jets in that fucking run of games. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to get
a bad end to the season again, though, isn't it? Is it something about his coaching style? I don't really understand why it keeps happening to him. Like, as much as I just took the piss, he is a capable coach. I'm surprised that he's had 2 seasons in a row now where it's looked like you're going to be pretty strong and sort of falling apart down the gate. Like.
Yeah, but last season, this season, starting 6-3 and then finishing with 7 wins is at the minute. We had a couple of injuries last year. Jacobs, I think, was out for a large chunk of the end of the season, but just fucking I mean, I should be used to it in fucking years, but no. NFL gets your hope up right up here, doesn't it? Every fucking August, you think, this is it. We're doing things. We've got a really good team. I'm happy. September comes, especially from Raiders' point of view. September and October, this season, last season, great. We're looking good. We're looking sharp. October comes, like wobble. November comes, we're dead. Brilliant.
I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll go back to the first 2-3 episodes and just look how happy Matt was in those videos.
I'm not. How I'm still alive, I don't know. I'm only alive because we played on Thursday last week. If we played last night, today would have ended my life because it's depressing. The weather's shit. Christmas is coming up, which I'm not going to anyway. But I would have come to yours for the rest of that bleach, JP.
You'd have to go with toilet cleaner. I've not got much left after last night.
Speaking of Christmas, though, we have Christmas Day games, Boxing Day games, Sunday 27th games. It's going to be pretty
Can't wait to lose on Boxing Day.
Well, luckily, as a Liverpool fan, we play on the Sunday and the Bucks play on the Saturday, so there's no overlapping. So I'm happy with that.
Wrong podcast, mate.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, we're both winning at this moment in time. We're both having good years, so can't really complain. It's a good time to be alive.
No, it's fucking not.
2 weeks ago,
Spurs and the Giants.
Spurs are top of the Prem and the Giants are top of the
Absolute. Like, I said it in one of the episodes, didn't I? Like, Spurs are Spursy as anything. The Giants are as Giantsy as anything. It's fucking ridiculous that both of my teams are just complete and utter bottle jobs. It's just ridiculous. You know, like you're saying about the hope. We beat the Seahawks, and my bet was in. I was like, why are they not even giving me a cash out? We've won the division. We're romping home. Happy days. A day later, fucking Washington go and beat the Steelers, the unbeaten Steelers. And I'm like, yeah, there we go. Boom. Game over. Happy days. Then we go and lose to the Cardinals, and then we go and lose to the Browns. Fucking San Fran are just dishing points out to the NFC East, left, right, and centre since then. And it's just I'm done. It's like, it's game over.
So it's just going to be me next week then?
Absolutely.
One of your favourite players get a touchdown yesterday, though, Antonio Brown.
I'll say one of my favourite. I mean, it's Matt's favourite. He's the one who bought the jersey.
Who is it that Tom hates on? Is it Antonio Brown?
No, I don't like Brown. It's fucking Matt hates Antonio Brown. I hate fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Matt is basically Antonio Brown signed for the Raiders last year on a free agency. Matt got excited, bought the jersey, and then he got released like a week later.
The day arrived.
Honestly, it's even funnier than that. From a particular website which takes a few weeks to arrive. I'm sure NFL fans will know.
Oh no!
It sounds like DH Gate. Oh no, it is DH Gate. So it was only 20 quid or something like that. And I got the 84 was the year I was born, so I have an affinity to that number anyway. I thought, you know what, Antonio Brown, it was probably the best receiver in the NFL. It is his prime, 2016-17 Steelers, and it arrived one morning, buzzing, put it on, took a little selfie, thought, yeah, we cut him that day. That fucking day.
What? This guy's got my jersey? Not having it.
So,
you're tracking it, weren't they? Nah, not having him. No.
Well, what's worse is I ordered my Josh Jacobs one last season, and it arrived the week he got injured for the rest of the season. We spoke earlier in the year, Tom and I and a few others in the group chat, and I was about to order my Henry Ruggs jersey, and then he got injured the week I mentioned ordering it. And then I ordered me Jonathan Abraham jersey, and then he got injured as well. So it's absolutely the curse of the fucking jersey. So
if we make the playoffs, you are not buying a Brady jersey.
You'll be pleased to know I've ordered a Tom Brady Bucks jersey, a Patrick Mahomes Chiefs jersey. Who else do I fucking hate? Yeah.
Jamie, if you're editing this, could you just put Matt on screen and put "Hello, darkness, my old friend"?
I'm very memeable.
So good. It is brilliant.
Fucking hate Antonio.
Yeah,
so
it's known as the curse, isn't it?
I've taken off the brown off the brown. I've taken off, this is not Mark's conversation. I've taken the word brown off the jersey, and I now just have a jersey with 84 on, which I've given to my girlfriend, and she wears it whenever I'm in a bad mood because I punch her. No, I don't.
Put it on. I want to feel good.
Tom's met her. She'd knock the fuck out of me, won't she, Tom? You know that.
I thought Fred West was going to be the low point of this episode.
She was a junior mixed martial arts champion and played rugby, so she would absolutely twat me.
Yeah. Everybody's just subtly changed their names as well, which obviously you can't see in the final video, but Winston or Wentz, Spurs or Giants, JW3.
Oh dear.
It's awful. So another funny stat about the Giants. So this season we've thrown 10 interceptions, 9 touchdowns.
I mean, Winston tripled that on both.
I just don't know how Jason Garrett can see next season.
The fact that you've played 15 games, you score a touchdown a game at minimum. You have to, don't you? So you haven't even got that ratio.
Run that stat by me again, Tom.
10 touchdowns. 10 interceptions, 9 touchdowns.
Does Garrett throw the ball?
No, he doesn't.
No, but
I like Garrett.
Garrett wants you to play 17 plays a drive to score a touchdown because he wants you to go 2 yards a pop, and then hope that Wayne Goldman can run the ball, which he can. But yeah, just them wide receivers. Do us a favour, right? You've got 5 yards where the corner's standing waiting for your 5 yards. If you just run that 5 yards to them, so there's no gap between them, turn around, catch a ball, got it, game, done.
Is that how it works, is it?
Fucking useless.
I don't know. I don't think it's nonsense to me.
It's obviously nonsense.
Did I see a stat yesterday that James Winston leads the NFL in interceptions in the last 2 years? Hasn't actually started the game this year.
He's had 3 snaps this year, thank you very much, and didn't throw an interception.
I mean, to be fair, that is actually quite impressive.
Against
the
Bucks. just for the complete shithousery of it all. Just be like, come on, Winston, get a few snaps.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It is brilliant.
I love Winston.
I also, just before coming on air, I read an interview with Nick Mullins. I don't know why I did that. I must have not liked my blood pressure being low this week. He said he had a pretty solid game for like 3 quarters yesterday, and then he came out with in his interview, he said, by the time the fourth quarter came around, I just thought I had to make some big-time plays. Yes, well, you did for the fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Like, that is a classic example of somebody trying to stretch their ability far beyond the level. Like, yeah, I can throw the ball 60 yards down. Oh, fuck. You know, every game he plays as well, the TV's always like, he comes from the same college as Brett Favre. Yeah, great. Yeah, that's where the similarity fucking ends.
Yeah.
Favre at like 50, whatever he is now, could probably play a lot fucking better.
I mean, Phil lives in the same county as the Yorkshire Ripper.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
There's a lot more similarities, to be fair.
But yeah.
Anyway, lads, I'm gonna shoot off.
Yeah, I think
I'd
you
say we're
probably
coming
timed
to
it
an
right,
end
to be fair, buddy.
Have
It's getting a bit darker.
a good Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, you too,
Have a
bud.
good one, mate.
Don't give it too much shit in the morning, yeah?
Yeah. Enjoy the game, mate.
See you later.
Take care, bud.
I'm really disappointed. He was on camera for ages and we didn't reference his T-shirt once. Or is that funnier? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
If anyone watching,
yeah,
shout out to check out his T-shirt. We'll probably put a link to where it's from, maybe. You know, I don't know. I don't do anything to do with that.
no.
Yeah. Leave it to Gaza Ripper.
Yeah, but just make sure you do.
As West.
Considering we do it in part one, make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Third Short Pod. We're on there. We're on TikTok as well. Still, I don't know how, but we're there.
Yeah. I've been anything for ages.
And Third Short Podcast on YouTube. And subscribe, watch the videos. You'll love it.
We are 9 subscribers off 100. So we set some little goals, didn't we, Tom? Early on. I don't know what they were.
150 by Super Bowl.
By Super Bowl, yeah. So we'd love 100
Get clicking that button.
subscribers by early Feb. That'd be mint. And I know a lot of people. Well, I know a lot of people who don't like me. But even still, if you don't like me, subscribe. You'll see me have a meltdown every fucking week.
And like I said, it's free. It costs you absolutely nothing. Just press a button. It makes our lives great.
If you're watching or listening, go on to YouTube. You've got a YouTube account.
Just put it on YouTube. You don't even have to watch it. Just open it up. It gives us a view. We're fine.
Yeah.
Just open it up. I don't care.
Yeah, play on repeat.
No, but yeah, I mean, you can join us in the playoffs where it's just me by myself just talking because these guys have gone.
Yeah, Third and Short playoff edition. It's just Jamie talking to himself for an hour and a half.
How did you enjoy? Yeah, I think it was good. Yeah.
The episode where you lost, you're going to get hammered. You know that, don't you?
I know, definitely.
You're going to get absolutely fucking hammered.
How far do we think they're going to go?
First game, done.
All the way. We're going all the way.
I'm not opposed to Tom's viewpoint there. Like, I think
I just don't think you can sustain the way they're playing. Like we said it in the previous episode. Like you can't go into a playoff and not turn up in the first half and expect to turn it around in the second half.
Yeah, that's it. As soon as they play somebody
again, though,
similar caliber, they'll be
if you could have one person in the playoffs, you'd have Brady, wouldn't you?
That's a fair comment. Yeah, I think that's where, if I'm honest, I don't know, Jamie, you'll know better than me, but I think that's where most of the hope comes from for the Bucks fans. It's like, well, they can win in the playoffs, so really all they have to do is get there.
I think at the moment we would face either Seahawks or Rams. Whoever wins that division.
Against the Seahawks, that would be a good game.
Yeah.
As much as I hate both quarterbacks and would ideally like to see neither side win and there potentially be a nuclear holocaust mid-game.
That was the Super Bowl for me last year, mate.
Yeah, fuck, I never actually thought about that. Yeah, that's a good point. I think I remember you saying it to me, actually. You might have messaged me just before it started. If I'd known what the second half was going to turn out like, I would have gone to bed after watching J-Lo and Shakira, to be honest. But
I
struggled to sleep after that.
I'm going to say I felt quite tired, but I won't say why because we're going to get booted off YouTube as it is. So,
big arms, mate.
I mean, there's the whole thing that we'll talk about of destiny, and everyone thinks is that Raymond James? Are we going to be the first team to play there? It's very, very much talked about. We know the NFL is scripted, so it's happening. Brady's going. We're going to win it.
There was nothing more.
We'll beat the
I
Saints in the
loved.
playoff final.
I absolutely loved it when Minnesota didn't make it. Like, 'cause that's all they were talking about. It's going to be a Minnesota miracle. You know, after especially the New Orleans game.
Yeah, when they
and
did
you
the
were like,
Minnesota Miracle, yeah.
they're going to make it. And when they didn't, I was over the moon. And I don't mind the Vikings either, but I just hate fairy tales like that. I just want to see people
Brady's
crumble. There you go, Matt.
7
Change.
fairy
First episode,
tale.
I was asking for Palmer. I'm back. I just
Thing
want
is-
stuff like that to crumble.
Most people base the scripted thing off like one Super Bowl, which is the Patriots winning it after September the 11th. That was like 19 fucking years ago now. Like, whoever scripted it is doing a really fucking bad job.
Agreed.
What's that, WWE?
yeah, a bit like that, really. They're at Raymond James, aren't they? Was that this year? I think
It was
this year
supposed
just
to be
gone,
this
wasn't
year, but
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
it got cancelled, so they had to do it at
Oh,
the
yeah.
centre.
And,
Because you know some crazy stuff would have happened off that pirate ship. Shane McMahon would definitely jump off that. But no, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us, and like everyone
enjoyed
said,
it.
Merry Christmas to everybody,
Yeah.
or Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, however you want to celebrate. Yeah.
I need that.
As
Have
always,
a good one, guys.
As always, if you do want in the group chat, we've had some decent testaments from a couple of good guys tonight of why it's worth going in the group chat. I've also had some comments on why it's not worth it. Google will take the piss out of you. But it's worth coming in because it is a good community. It's a good laugh. They're good, mostly good guys. We've had some belting stories in there, especially today. We've had an unbelievable story from our college football expert you've seen on the draft before, Mark Cart, as we've now renamed him. It wasn't NFL related. It was just absolute nonsense.
I'm not sure if it was anything related, to be honest.
Do you know what? I'll talk about it a little bit. It started off as he didn't like Subway sandwiches, and it just escalated from there, really. And I've always had the opinion of, how can you not like Subway? You fucking choose the lot. You choose the bread. You choose the fillings. You choose the sauce. You choose the salad. You choose if it's toasted or not. You choose the seed. The cheese.
Technically you do.
Seed you're growing.
Well,
I mean, some of the breads do have
thinking of-
specific seeds.
I was thinking of what Mark was talking about the the different types of bread. And, that's what was in bed, and it just escalated from there. Mark he said the only thing a Subway bread could be wiping your ass, and it just went off on a tangent. He did a long voice note of the best breads to wipe your ass with.
Quite passionate as well, wasn't it? He was quite passionate about it.
He thought about it.
It was clearly a subject that meant a lot to him. I think we have to say
I just like the fact that you couldn't write a response, so you had to use a voice note as well, JP. It was like, I don't know how to write this, I'm just going to speak.
JP spoke about it outside of the group afterwards because it was fucking gold. Absolutely gold.
Yeah, what was the phrase that we picked up on? I'm not even going to attempt his accent.
Yeah, fucking Subway bread roll. Fucking, it's so good, so good. Essentially, I was going to talk about what he said about pita breads, but I'm not going to. But the highlight of the conversation that Mark gave us was that he picked naan bread would be the best for wiping your arse with, because you could fold it over and not risk sticking your finger through it. That was the top and bottom of his voice note. So, if you want to come in an NFL group chat, which rarely talks about NFL, get in touch and we'll shove you in, and you'll probably be disgusted within a couple of hours. But yeah, no, it's been great having people on.
You also get to see me and Matt have a meltdown every Sunday. Usually he has one at 6 o'clock and I have one at 9. We flipped it round this week.
yeah. I was Thursday. I think Tommy, you woke up to 500 messages Friday morning. I think 450.
I was lonely last night. I was livid. I had to witness that on my own.
So I did watch it, but I was playing FIFA, sorry.
Not one person gave me any sort of moral support. I even fished a few times. I was like, I'm going to wake someone up here, so I'm going to put one sentence in 5 different messages just to try and get them to go, oh, yeah, you are shit, aren't you?
There was quite a few awake when the Raiders were getting beat. Which
that was me on Monday Night Football the other week as well. I was well on the infamous 35
now you're
game.
awake.
I was just fucking talking to myself, and then I got to the point where I was like, I am literally just fucking ranting to myself there. I think I maybe should just give this up and go to
The
bed.
fucking Giants fan in there, and he didn't even stay up for it, Oggy. Nothing.
The 35 thing, as you know, I've loved it, and I've kept that voice note, mate, and I've used it for various different things now, as you've seen, and I've got more in the pipeline. I'm just saving them to drag it out a little bit.
So good.
Yeah, it gives me something to do.
But I'll see you all after Christmas, and then
Yeah.
the end of year special.